Hey everyone, let's make a wet corset today using fabric and resin. Here are the materials you need, so take a screenshot and let's get into the creative process. Wear your gloves and measure an equal amount of resin and hardener. Mix them separately for 30 seconds each before mixing them together in a separate container for about 2 to 5 minutes. I added glitter to make it shine, but you can skip this step if you're happy with the current state of your fabric. Mix again for another 2 to 5 minutes so that everything can be mixed in well. Wrap your mannequin in cling film to prevent the resin from either staining the mannequin or getting stuck to it. Now draw the shape you want the corset to look like on the mannequin so that we can start the draping process. Place your fabric on the mannequin and gently arrange it into the corset shape you want. Take your time adjusting and smoothing it out. There's actually no rush. If certain areas feel bulky or hard to shape, you can trim small sections to make draping easier. Once you're happy with how it looks, you're ready to move on to applying your resin mix. Fully coat your fabric in the resin and glitter mix and begin draping your fabric on the mannequin. This is where you let your creativity flow. My fabric actually wasn't long enough because I only used half a yard, so I cut an extra strip from the remaining width and placed it where I needed more coverage. Once the resin is applied and fully cured, everything bonds together and becomes one solid piece, almost like it was glued in place. I wanted part of my back to be covered, so after 2 hours, I used my tripod to elevate the mannequin at an angle and used pins to hold the fabric to the cling film at the back. Now leave the corset to dry overnight.
A few hours later.
After at least 8 hours, remove the corset from the mannequin so that you can easily take off the pins and cling film that got stuck to it. This part was honestly so satisfying. Once you're done, place it back on the mannequin for it to cure some more for a few more hours. When the resin has fully cured, use your sanding block to sand off the rough edges so it's no longer sharp. You can end it here by adding holes to lace off the back, but I lined the corset with a soft polyester fabric using the E6000 glue. This part was a bit tricky for me because I was going for a no-sew corset. However, I would advise that you draft out a corset pattern and sew an actual corset to make things easier. Once the glue was completely dry, I carefully drilled holes along the back of the corset and added grommets so I could lace it up securely and give it that classy corset finish. And now we're done and have this beautiful masterpiece. This technique gives a glossy, sculpted finish that looks almost liquid on the body. I wore this for my birthday photoshoot and it looked phenomenal. If you'd like to see more photos on how I styled this piece, head over to my Instagram at Todera Couture. And if you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I'll be dropping another one next week. Bye for now!